Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Iowa Cattle. I do hope you're all doing very, very well and having a great day. So, you find me early in the morning, it's 5:20. Now actually, we haven't actually been to sleep. The last episode finished at 10:30 at night, and knowing what I had ahead of me job-wise, work-wise, I kind of thought, you know what, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and work through the night. So that's exactly what I've been doing. Like I say, 10:30 at night the last episode finished at, and we're now at 5:20 in the morning, and I have literally been up all night baling, picking up, because it was about 216 acres, I think, across the 3 fields. 2 of the fields are ours, obviously, and as some of you should be aware, as if you've watched previous episodes, but one of the fields that we had to get baled up for straw was one that we did as a contract a couple of episodes ago, and for some reason the straw stayed in the field after turning in the contract. Normally I'd have expected the field to kind of reset, but sure enough it didn't, and straw was left in the field for us to pick up. So what can I do? Free straw, I'm gonna have to take advantage of that. So yeah, I don't have any contract mods running, I don't have contract boost enabled or anything like that, so I'm not too sure exactly why or how that's happened, but I'm not going to complain, like I say. So what I have done, I have taken full advantage of that, and from all 216 acres, it's very difficult to see where you're going in this dark, misty mornings, isn't it, with your lights on? It's probably easy to turn the lights off, if I'm honest, but we'll just try and get an idea of which way I'm heading, for goodness sake. Where are we going? This way. Follow the lights. There we go. But yeah, we got 425 bales off the 3 fields. It's been a massive job. It's been a massive task. But, like I said, well worth it. 425 9,000 litre bales. That comes to just over 3.8 million litres of straw. So, taking full advantage of that, I have put most of them in our bale barn, the auto storage barn over at the farm. But this field that we're currently in now, that I've just picked up the very last of the bales out of this field, so the job is now completely done. But I sold everything out of this field. So as you can see from the money, we've just crept over, and we're just going to creep over very slightly more when I get these sold off, $400,000. We finished the last episode on about just under 240,000. Now I know, obviously, over the last couple of episodes, one of my main focuses has been, and it usually kind of is with Farming Simulator, isn't it, is to focus on the money a bit, and make sure that we're all right. Now I've got a big project coming up, as I'm sure most of you are aware, when it comes to the cattle. I plan on a relatively sizable expansion, doing a few things with increasing the number of cattle we have, building a new cow barn, or a couple of more cow barns, and for that I need potentially a lot of money. So the focus has been to try and keep that bank balance as big as possible, essentially. Right, there we go. Let's get that lot unloaded there. So yeah, so I've done quite well. So like I say, we're at $400,000. Selling all of those bales. I haven't got exact numbers, obviously, because I was kind of just beavering away working, but we were getting roughly, as you'll see now, when this lot goes, should be about 11 and a bit. Yeah, $10,715 plus 116 environmental score. We've been getting that for every bale load that we've sold, so it's been quite a few. But I have also made a little bit of money on top of that from doing a little bit of wheeling and dealing. Now this is something I do in the way I play the game. We all have our individual ways and methods of playing the game. Something I do quite often is take stock of the machinery that I have, and if something else comes along that can do the same job and give me the opportunity to save some money, then I'm going to do that. Because I don't get the opportunity to play the game often at all, really. Goodness me, look at that, we can barely see where we're going. Yeah, because I don't get the opportunity to play the game myself in my own time very often at all. This is me playing the game. I make the content for you guys to watch and hopefully enjoy. But yeah, so this is my style of play. I try and do things as best as I can. But within the confines of Farming Simulator, obviously a new mod comes along, and you want to take advantage of that. It's like, yeah, I want to use that mod. I don't really have a save game on the side that I can just enjoy all these mods on, so this is where I enjoy these mods. So what I've done is a little bit of wheeling and dealing in respect of the truck and animal trailer that we have. Now, a few episodes ago I did mention that I had attempted to increase the capacity of the standard Wilson Silver Star animal trailer that we've got for the lorry, from a relatively measly 12 cows, because it's a big truck, let's be honest. I'm sure in real life farmers would get more than 12 cows into their 40-foot articulated animal trailer. But for some reason I tried to increase that number up to 50, and it was having none of it. So maybe that was because of a game update, I'm not too sure. But either way, thankfully, one of our community's esteemed modders, Mac Trucker, has come to the rescue, and he's very recently released, in the last few days, a modified Wilson Silver Star animal trailer, which was very timely, if I don't say so myself. I was very very grateful for that. But it's a modded version of the base game animal trailer, but thankfully it's also cheaper. So I was able to sell the old one for, what did I sell that for? $116,599, and I was able to buy in the new one with a bigger capacity at 84.5 grand. So it's like I made just under $68,000 just from doing that alone. And again, I've said it before, it's a no-brainer. I know I did it in the last episode with the baler, for example, which I've just made a lot of use of, obviously through the night, getting baled up. And it's a cracking little thing. There it is, attached to the John Deere there. It's a wonderful little baler. There we go. So that is the job done. Awesome. But yeah, so sold the animal trailer and replaced it with pretty much an almost identical one, and making $67,000, which was just brilliant. And what I have also done is, again, thanks to the introduction of another mod, is I've swapped out the truck. Now, personally, I get a little bit bored of the base game trucks, even though they're nice things. They're beautifully modelled. There's literally nothing wrong with them. There's a new one that's come out. I don't know how recently, I don't know how long it's been out for, but as soon as I got my hands on it, it's like my go-to truck. And I'm sure we've all got that, haven't we, in the game, really? We have certain bits of machinery that we always gravitate to. When you want a truck, you go to your favourite truck. I don't know, it's how I do it anyway. And it is by Expendables Modding, Expendables Dirk, and it is the, quite frankly, gorgeous Peterbilt, Project Pete it's called. Now, those of you who've watched any of my live streams that I've done over on Judith Plains recently will know that I've got this truck on there as well. But, I mean, just look at it. It's an absolute beast. Loads of custom options. It's got underglow lighting, for goodness sake. It's got a stereo system that plays. It's got animated speakers. It's got a beautifully modelled interior. And I've gone all out and customised the colour scheme and all that kind of stuff. And this was cheaper as well. I was able to sell the old Mack truck, or the new old Mack truck that's barely had any use, for $132,295. Buy in this one at 96.5. So I made just under 36 grand just swapping them both out. So it's like, you know, really? So collectively I've made a chunk of money just swapping the truck and trailer out. But because this Wilson Silver Star is a modified one, like I say, by Mac Trucker, I've been able to customise it and colour scheme it to the truck as well. So we've got a proper, really, really nice, I feel anyway. I mean, look at it, let's be honest, it's an absolute beast, the whole thing. So it's proper, you know, the colour scheme is exactly the same paint. It's got some matte black on there. It's got this lovely custom burgundy maroony colour. It's got matte black wheels. It's a proper beast, this. So yeah, and like I said, the fact that I've been able to make a chunk of cash just by swapping it out is, in my book, it's a no-brainer. So right, so that's done anyway. Bales are done. Bales are in the shed. I'll go and show you what we've got in the bale shed. Forgive me, that's my speed there sped up a bit, because another wonderful mod that has recently been released on the Mod Hub in the last few days is the, quite frankly, incredible easy development controls by GTX. That's been an absolute must-have in the world of Farming Simulator, especially for people like myself who make content and stuff. It's just a tool that you just cannot do without. So yeah, I need to slow that down again. But as you can see, this bale, it's still not full. It's only half full. But visually, this is the limit in which it goes to. But we've now got 408 bales in here, 279 of them being the 9,000 litre bales of straw. So yeah, we are well stocked up. That's all we can say. And we've got what have we got there? We've got just under 100 bales of hay and just under 37 bales of alfalfa hay. So moving forward into the winter, the next few months, obviously, when we bring the cows in to the cow barn there that we've just been into where the truck is, we're going to have, hopefully, plenty of stock to fall back on and keep them fed and watered and healthy throughout the winter. Now the silage is also fermented. We've got a lot. If it's probably easier for me to jump into time-saving stock check and we see everything there. But as you can see there, we've got just over 1.1 million litres of silage to keep them fed. So we're probably going to have more than enough, dare I say it, hopefully, to keep them going through the winter. So that's all good. So I'm very happy with that. So we seem to be doing, hopefully, very, very well. The dry corn is still ticking away nicely over in the grain dryer, of course. At the minute, we've only got 52,767 litres. Currently at a maximum value of just under $95,000, which is great if I go into our production systems here. There we go. So we've still got 745,000 litres of corn to burn through. So bit of time involved before that thing goes, but selling time for the dried corn, if I remember correctly, is January. So we've still got a good few months to wait before we can get that in. So that's all good. But yeah, there we go. So the focus of today's episode is primarily going to be getting in our soybeans. Going back into the map PDA very quickly to show you where we're up to. So we still do have field 5 here of corn to harvest. That's ready to go. Field 17 down here is ready to go. But if we go to our growth map there, so yeah, field 15, these are the 2 fields that we worked in over the last couple of episodes, getting that corn in. The grass is at its first growth stage, but obviously we're not going to be touching any of that through winter. We'll just be leaving that till the first month of spring. We've got more than enough to be cracking on with through November anyway. November is pretty much our busiest month, and that is why I focused on working through the night off camera just to get that baling done, because it is and has been a massive job. It took hours, obviously, like I say, because we finished the last episode at 10:30. I've just picked up this save a few days later to start prepping for this episode, and I kind of thought to myself, you know what, I really do need to consider getting a bit of stuff done on camera, otherwise I'm never going to get anywhere. So I'll just pop that there for now next to the trailer. I may well even as well consider doing a bit of a paint customization on the Wilson pace setter there to kind of match it up to the new truck, as it were. See how that goes. So, but yeah, we're going to be cutting the beans, as it were, getting that done. And to do that, I'm not going to be running the truck and the Wilson pace setter this time, because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sell the soybeans straight away and see what we can get for them. It's not going to be top dollar, of course, but we're just going to get them harvested and get them sold and get what we can into the bank, because that's what needs to be done. Now this thing also needs some fuel. I should have thought about that before hitching up the trailer, shouldn't I? What I'm going to be running, we're going to be running the McCormick there and the John Deere here, both trailers and the harvester. I think this thing needs a bit of fuel as well, actually, reminding myself. It's been working all night. Yep, this could do with definitely do with a drink. So we'll disconnect the baler. It's a cracking baler, that, I've got to say, by the way. Like I said before, it does exactly the same job as that massively expensive Fendt baler that we had, so it was an absolute no-brainer swapping them out. And we need to get the headers switched over. I think the combine harvester also needs a bit of a drink. So let's pull up to our fuel tank. And there we go. Fill up. Yeah. What did that number say there? What have we got in here at the minute? Oh, 23,000 litres. Yeah, we should have more than enough to get cracking. But I think what I might do as well, the sky is a little bit moody at the minute. The weather is still good for November, thankfully. We don't have any rain forecast, so that's really, really good. Happy about that. So that means we can crack on, and hopefully throughout November, today and what we have tomorrow as well, our 3rd day. I've just really getting myself stuck behind tractors. The McCormick's down there, isn't it? So I'm not going to be able to go around and pick up the trailer. But yeah, the weather's good, so I don't need to worry about rain or anything, or not being able to harvest in the rain. We've got good weather ahead of us, so that's all that matters. There we are. So let's get this trailer hooked up. What I think I might do, because it is very early, and like I say, my character has not been to sleep. So what I might do, with it only being 25 to 6 in the morning, I'll get all this lot set up, and I might just go and have a quick brew in the house for an hour or so, just to bring the daylight up a bit, purely for the purposes of the video, really. Just to give us a bit of daylight to work with. Hopefully the sun might come up and shine on us a little bit. But before we do that, I'm going to set up the combine harvester, swap trailers over. Let me just slow that down. I don't like running too fast. There we go. So, easy dev controls, ladies and gentlemen. Running multiplayer off. There we go. Not too sure why that was on. So yeah, there we go. Also on top of that, the cows are doing all right. Like I said a couple of episodes ago, I was hoping that I wasn't going to be leaving too much food in their pasture when it comes to bringing them out the pasture, because obviously once it's in there, I can't really take them out. But if I go into our animal menu very quickly, at the minute, both cow pastures have got just pretty much bang on 7,500 litres in there. So by tomorrow, November the 3rd, which is when I think we will be moving them from the pasture into the cow barn, they'll have gone through a bit of that, and hopefully I won't be deleting when I leave them there, leave the empty pasture there for the winter. Sorry, there's not going to be any food or too much food there to leave in there. As you can see, both pastures, if I go to the last one, the other one as well, cow pasture, this one here, they've both got 9,450 litres of milk in there, so we need to get that out of there as a matter of urgency and get that sold as well. But here we are in the combine. This is going to need its fuel tank topping up as well. Look, let me spin this round, swap headers over. It is a relatively tight space here, but it's definitely doable. There we are. Let's just drop that down in there. Very good. Get that turned off. Turned off? Dropped off. Right. So we'll give this a drink, like I say, and I'll hook up the header. We'll get ourselves down to the field in a short while's time. Like I said, I think I'm just going to pop into the house very quickly. I'm on the wrong side here. Oh no, there we go. There we go. I'll do. Turn the engine off for a few moments while it's fueling up. Managed to lock myself into my fuel tank. Very good, very good. Let me swap over to the truck there and get out of there. But yeah, like I say as well, we've got all the silage in the bunker here as completely fermented. So one of the other big jobs that we've got to do using our big wheel loader there is before we get the cows into the cow barn here, we've got to load it up with food. Capacity wise for food in total, I think it's about 300,000 litres. We've got 500,000 litres worth of straw that we can fill up into here, and 300,000 litres of food as well. So we need to across the silage and the hay, we need to get that done as well. So that's all good. So hopefully timing wise and the amounts of food wise, when it comes to needing our next cut of grass, and I'll probably need to ted for hay before we turn into silage. We've got more than enough silage to dig out, and I'll probably need a bit more hay, to be honest. Right, so like I say, I'm going to jump in here, wait for a bit of daylight to come up. I'll probably come back in about an hour or so's time, an hour and a half, maybe towards 7 o'clock. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more lighter skies to make a start on the bean harvest. So I'll see you soon. Right, there we go. That's more than enough coffee to see me through the next few hours getting this harvesting done. But yeah, the yields for the field aren't actually too bad. They could be better, of course. Now, the field is in the state that the game gave it to us in. But yeah, the yields aren't too bad from the precision farming data that we have. So the field is predominantly made up of loam, and we're estimating somewhere in the region of yields of 105 to 107% from that part of the field. There we go. The next biggest part of the field is sandy loam. We're expecting yields of around the 90-odd%, 91% from that. And then next down from there is loamy sand, giving us expected yields of around 72%. The nitrogen levels on the field, obviously with it being beans, is actually okay. It's the lime, the pH value of the soil that's letting us down for this harvest. But it is what it is. It is a big field. It's 60 odd acres worth of land, if I remember correctly. So it is a big one. It's going to take us a while, but and like I say, I'm going to fire it all off to the sell point straight away from the two trailers, and just get the money in the bank. So hopefully we could still see a decent chunk of money by the time this job is done. So yeah, it's all good. Now I've waited till about 8:15. Obviously the sun is coming up. As you can see, the sun has come out now. We've got some decent weather, and again the lighting in the game for me just looks incredible. It really does. The only thing that bothers me now and again is the mist. The lying mist that you get on the field mostly looks, to be fair actually from here, it doesn't actually look too bad, but sometimes in certain lights at certain times it just looks like there's a perfectly level flat line of mist, and I feel it just needs to blend in a bit more with the sky above it. But either way, well, look at that, there you go, you've got the sun and the moon in the sky there, that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is the field we're working in. Like I say, it's predominantly loam and sandy loam. There is a tiny strip of silty clay. I think we're right on it here. If I jump into the map PDA info and show you very quickly, that's it for the silty clay. It's a tiny little strip, so it's neither here nor there. But predominantly there, we're looking at the loam at anywhere from 105 to 110%. So yeah, that's all good. But I do, first and foremost, I need to clear a bit of a work area for the 2 trucks to pull into around the auto drive course that I've prepared. So what I think I need to do is, first and foremost, let's turn some lights on for it. First thing, we'll just pull the header up to the side of the road here. Now, I'm sure a few of you have noticed I've got traffic turned off for now. I've had it turned off for a while. It's not for any other reason apart from that they just tend to misbehave themselves more often than not for some reason on this particular map. And it drives me a bit bonkers, quite frankly. It doesn't help my my auto drive or anything like that, so I've got them turned off. They tend to bunch up and just sit still and do absolutely nothing, and the only way of getting around that is by turning them off and just getting rid of them. So I've just left them off for now. So it's but it is a lovely rural, relatively empty map in that respect, so I don't mind whatsoever. So let me just bring up the auto drive so that I can get an idea of where I'm clearing. Now, of course, we've got extended straw crops, so we're going to be getting straw off this as well. We've got the straw crop, we've got the straw swath turned on there, so I'm just going to, in fact, what I will do actually, I'll turn the straw swath off on this one here very quickly, just while I'm clearing this little area for the tractors to move around on. There we go, that'll do. But yeah, big job ahead of us. We've got a good couple of hours at least of working in here, so I'll get this lot cleared, we'll get the tractors down to the field here, I'll throw a bit of music behind this job, and I'll pick you up in a few hours time when hopefully the bank balance should be considerably bigger again than what it is now. It's all about the money, guys. Let's see what we get.
What you're putting in, all your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Different things in different
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, one big soybean harvest done. And honestly, I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. Yes, I could have held on to the crop for till best sell time is actually July next year. I could have held on to it till then, but I need the money, and I need the money before July next year, and the price pretty much drops off towards the end of the year, so now is as good a time as any. So from that harvest, we have made, look at the bank balance now, $634,500. We made $223,449, which is much better than what I expected. I was not expecting that kind of money, if I'm honest. The yield wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. So it's one of those things. I'm just happy to have made that kind of a money out of it. So really happy with that. So that's everything sold now. The McCormick is just somewhere on its way back to the farm now. Let me jump out of cab view so I can hook up this header and get back to the farm. There we go, lovely stuff. But I'll tell you what though, there he is, on his way back. Job done, good job. And I must admit as well, from a PC player perspective anyway, I absolutely love it when course play and auto drive work absolutely perfectly together. And that's what they have done. Doing that job, not a problem anywhere at all. No driving off of fields, no getting stuck in trees or ditches or anything like that. They have just worked perfectly, so I was really chuffed with that. But these straw swaths do look pretty chunky, if I'm honest. So it looks like we're going to be getting a whole load more cash in as well from this, because I'm not going to be taking these back to the farm. We've got more than enough straw now, so everything you see here straw-wise can be sold as well. So there's a chunk of money in that, a good chunk of money. Dare I say that's easily going to take us over $700,000, which is brilliant. So that moves us forward nicely for my plan for being able to go forward in my construction plan, planting down 2 new cow barns. And I don't know how far it's going to go, because it's all going to get spent. I'm not going to be sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash at some point soon. It's all going to get spent. If I place down 2 of the cow barns that we've got up here, and I would like to keep them, and these ones ideally if I can, that's $500,000. That's before putting more cows into the pasture next spring. I mean, for example, if I wanted to purchase just 500 6-month-old cattle, that's pretty much $300,000. So even going forward with that, we haven't got enough money to do what I want to do at the minute, so I still need more money. So that straw is going to help no end to that. So, but for now, that was a very big job, let's be honest, wasn't it? So I'm going to pop the harvester and the header back in the shed for now. We will be carrying on with some harvesting in this in game day. Obviously now we have 2 cornfields to harvest. The one just in front of us there, the one that comes around the farm. I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to drop that there. I'm going to park up the harvester in here. We'll hitch up the header. But yeah, we've got the cornfield next to us there, and then we've got a field, I think it's 17, right down towards the south of the map. But that will be in a future episode, potentially in the next episode, I think. So let me turn this thing around. But what we're going to do now, I need to get the milk out of the pastures. We've got pretty much about 20,000 litres in there across the 2 pastures, and I don't want to. Obviously, it's not realistic whatsoever, is it, to leave milk in a pasture until sell time? There we go. Goodness, that's a noisy thing, isn't it? But it is awesome nonetheless. So I do need to. I need to get my header back into the shed, which is going to be. I won't be doing that on camera, let me tell you, because that is a job and a half. But yeah, we need to get that in to the shed out the way for now. But I do want my little 6M here, because we're going to go and hitch up the tanker. There we are. I do love this little tractor. It's a cracking little thing. So yeah, we need to hitch up our tanker and go and pick up some milk, because like I say, we don't want to be we don't leave milk sitting around for months and months and months just to get the best price, do we? Because in real life the milk will have turned, and by that point it would have grown legs and arms and ran off, let's be honest, because yeah, milk doesn't have a particularly long shelf life, does it? Right, I need to empty this of water first. We'll take this water down to the cow pasture and just get rid of the Hopefully we've got space for the 2,500 litres that we've got in here. I should think we should have. So, let's get ourselves spun around. There we go. Right, so that's given us the tip trigger for water there, which is great. There we go. So let's get rid of that. Please take the whole lot so I haven't got to faff around. There we go. Brilliant stuff. That's what we like. Right, and now, where's my fill trigger? Start filling. There we are. So we should get all 10,000 litres in the tanker here, and obviously the other pasture as well has a full 10,000 litres as well. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the whole lot in there, but the main thing is I can get most of it out, and I'll just do one quick trip off camera as well. Come on, little one. That's it, that's it. But yeah, the cows are all doing well. Looking forward to getting them into the barn for winter. Obviously, like it has been a main focus on this series, has been aiming to get all the cattle into the cow barn just here on the right for winter, to get them fed, get it stocked up with straw, with silage, with hay, and keep them warm for the winter. And then the big construction project will commence, but obviously that will be potentially not even in the next episode. The next episode will be focusing primarily, I feel, on the last of the corn and getting that into the corn dryer. Now, of course, yeah, thinking about it as well, we've still got all the money that we're going to be able to get from the dry corn, and I think we've got quite a lot there. That one had slipped my mind, actually, forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I need to... I did figure this out a few episodes ago, I think. I gave myself a rough idea of what we've got currently in the corn dryer and what that will be worth when it's dry corn, and I haven't actually done that before making this recording this little segment, but if I remember correctly, it's several $100,000. So yeah, I think we're going to be looking okay into the future. We'll have enough money for the big project, and I think I will have enough money for 2 of those lovely cow barns from BSL Modding at $250,000 each, and yeah, potentially for a whole load more cows into next spring as well. So that is great. But yeah, we're going to get a lot of money back from that straw as well, let's be honest, aren't we? Right, anyway, so I shall go and load up with the rest of the milk that we've got in the cow pasture, and I'll pick you up in a minute over at the sell point. Right then, here we are. Let's get a couple more dollars into the bank, shall we? See what we get for this. It's going to be somewhere just under $20,000, I feel. There's still 2,000 litres left in the second cow pasture there. But yeah, I'll sort that one out off camera. We've got a full tanker load here, so this is going to take a few more minutes, isn't it? Let's be honest. But we'll loiter around for a second or two and just see what we get for it. It is valuable stuff, milk, let's be honest. 9,000 litres, 8,000 litres. There's a nice little digital readout on the back of the tank here, so you can watch it go down if you do play with your heads-up display off, which is really quite helpful. Very helpful indeed. Let's see what we get for it. Tell you what, though, I didn't think we'd be finishing this episode with the kind of money that we've got at the minute. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, 21,765, so just over 22 grand, including the environmental score reward. That is absolutely brilliant. Really happy with that. So, awesome. Well, there we go. Bit more money into the bank. $656,626. I cannot complain at that, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. Now, there is a little bit... I have got another little bit of a swapperoo in mind in respect of a couple of bits of my equipment moving on into the future. Again, those of you who've been watching my escapades over on Judith Plains, Montana by DJ Modding will have seen a wonderful plough mod that I've got installed in the game from LR Modding, and it's this thing, the John Deere 915V Ripper, and it's an absolute beast of a thing. Now, I've been wanting to get a bit of a plough onto these fields anyway, thinking on into the future, because all of the fields have had weeds in. Obviously, I want to eradicate the chance of weeds growing to ensure the best possible yield moving on into the future. I'm sure the tracking's off on this tractor. It kind of wavers a bit. But yeah, so the plan is I would very much like to, and I think ploughing would be relatively correct after a corn harvest, I think. But I think it's something I'd really like to do. So I'm going to swap out a couple more bits of equipment. As you know, I've got two cultivators on the farm. One that initially was kind of designed for shallow cultivation, and one for a bit more of a deeper cultivation. We've got the Kuhn Pro Lander, the base game thing, and we also have BC Bueller's Landol 7431, if I remember correctly. It's a cultivator and a mulcher in one, but I'd very much like to keep the Landol because it is a cracking thing, let's be honest. And I'm going to sell the Pro Lander and get rid of that and replace it with LR Modding's 915 Ripper. So the Ripper is just under 60 grand. I'm not off the top of my head. Let's just have a quick look at what our cultivator's worth. So it's 42,828 if I look at it in the menu there, but we will obviously get a couple more dollars for it if I take it to a shop. So it'll cost us a little bit of money, a very few dollars to swap those two out, but I'm happy with that. But the 915 Ripper requires 550 horsepower, so the only tractor we've got on the farm that can manage that is the 1167 Fendt, which is fine. That's all good. But it will mean that I'll be able to essentially through the winter pretty much, you know, start the fields from scratch again, run the plough, run the land all over it after that. I think obviously we'll run the plough, then we'll apply lime and get the pH levels of the soil back to a much better standard, and then we'll run the cultivator and run that lime into the soil after that, the landol, and then we'll get drilling again come drilling season. But that's a little bit off into the future. I'll be happy to get rid of the dead stalks of corn there in the fields, and there's a few patches in the soybean field as well, but yeah, that's a direct result of realistic weather there. Just that's what was kind of damaged by the rain, I think, and the hail and stuff that we might have had off camera. But yeah, there we go. So this is the very, very last of the milk, or it's the last of it for now anyway. We'll be moving the cattle tomorrow on November the 3rd. They'll have no doubt produced a few litres between then and now. Between now and then even. There we go. Another 2.5 grand. That will do for me. Awesome stuff. Right, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very, very lucrative episode, let's be honest. Much better money than I thought we'd get from the soybeans. I'm very happy with it. Yes, we could have got more. I know that. If I'd have held on to it till July next year, I'd have got a lot more money for it. But for now, that income has made me one very, very happy bunny, let's be honest. But for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it here. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing Farming Simulator 25 and you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, as always, I would be massively appreciative. And also on top of that, if any of you are in the market for an online server to play with your mates and you like the idea again of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, please consider using my G-Portal affiliate link, which again will be in the video description below. Any help and support there also would be hugely appreciated. So, thanks again for your time again, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.